Andy, this is obviously concerning where you are at Citi Field, and the Mets are going to be, I would think, looking for any type of reinforcement at the back of the rotation or in this rotation as this season gets underway on Friday.
Yeah, so we're just digesting this news about the muscle tear along with all you at home, but this is unquestionably a big deal. Calf injuries, even if it's just tightness, even if it's a little strain, those tend to be slow healing, generally speaking. A tear is obviously a bigger deal than a strain, or a different grade of a strain. We're awaiting detail on any kind of severity there. But the Mets are now facing, of course, beginning their season without Noah Syndergaard and Marcus Stroman. We know Noah Syndergaard lost long ago to Tommy John surgery. That's a major hit, Stroman is, to the top of the rotation, considering the loss of Syndergaard already. With a 60-game season, of course, any injury, however long, is more significant in terms of percentage of the season. So my initial reaction to hearing that news, which really unfolded through the day, Stroman was actually out playing catch in the outfield earlier today, and we didn't know that he was even hurt at that time. So this is a fast-moving story and not a good one for the Mets.
No, definitely not, Andy. And if you think about it, 30 games in a normal 162, you say, okay, it's not ideal, but you live with it. 60-game season, you might be talking about 50% of your year. And, Andy mentioned the fact that Syndergaard is already gone for the season. Let's go back a little bit further. Remember, Zach Wheeler's no longer part of this rotation. He's now in Philadelphia. So naturally, you have that swing guy with Seth Lugo potentially if you want to bring him out of the bullpen, despite the fact that he has value there. But then, lo and behold, Robert Gesellman's also now on the injured list. So you're down a man in that bullpen. This is not the way you want to start the season if you're Luis Rojas. And, a Mets team that was really forged on starting pitching for so many years, suddenly that's in question as you begin the 60-game sprint.
With a guy like Stroman out, you're moving all those guys in the back end of the rotation up a slot. And I think that is a very big problem for this team. They don't have a whole lot of organizational depth there. They've got Oswalt. Walker Lockett's already been placed on the IL. You've heard a guy's name like, David Peterson. But as Andy's mentioned, he's thought of more as a 4-5 just in the long run, let alone short term. So you really are starting to see some of these black eyes, if you will, that the Mets had.
Calf is a big deal. At the very end of my career, I had a slight tear in my calf. And literally for 10 years afterwards, it still found a way to nag. So this is something that they're taking seriously, I'm sure, and it's something that you don't just bounce back from really quickly. So that is a big blow.